Karen complained about kids' basketball game, then got caught stealing their ball. The summer heat clung to the asphalt of Willow Creek Park, where the rhythmic thump of a basketball echoed through the quiet suburban evening. The neighborhood kids barely into their teens played with a kind of reckless joy, their laughter cutting through the hum of cicadas. To them, the cracked court with its rusted hoop was a sanctuary, a place where troubles dissolved into the clatter of sneakers and the swish of a well-aimed shot. But to Karen Mitchell, the sharp-eyed woman who lived across the street, it was a personal affront. Every bounce, every shout, every peal of laughter grated against her meticulously curated sense of order. Karen stood on her porch, arms crossed, her lips pursed into a thin line. She'd called the neighborhood association 3 times this month, complaining about the noise pollution and delinquent behavior of the kids. She'd even marched to the park once, wagging her finger at them, demanding they respect the community's peace. The kids, led by 12-year-old Jamal, a wiry boy with a quick smile and a knack for three-pointers, had shrugged her off. "It's just basketball, lady," he'd said, tossing the ball back and forth. That only fueled her resentment. One evening, as the sun dipped low, Karen watched the game from her window, her frustration boiling over. The kids were louder than usual, celebrating a close win. She muttered to herself, "Enough is enough." Grabbing her phone, she dialed the local police non-emergency line, her voice dripping with indignation. "There's a group of kids causing a disturbance at the park again," she said. "They're out of control. Someone needs to do something." The dispatcher promised to send an officer, but Karen wasn't satisfied. She wanted results now. As the kids packed up, leaving their beloved basketball behind for just a moment, Karen saw her chance. She slipped across the street, her heart pounding with a mix of righteous fury and something darker vindication. The ball lay unattended near the bench where Maria, a single mother who often watched the games, sat with her toddler. Karen didn't hesitate. She snatched the ball, tucking it under her arm, and hurried back toward her house. The act felt like justice, a way to teach those kids a lesson. But Jamal had seen her. From the edge of the court, he froze, his eyes narrowing. "Yo, she's taking our ball," he shouted, pulling out his phone. The other kids turned, their chatter dying as they watched Karen's retreating figure. Jamal hit record, capturing her scurrying across the street, the basketball clutched like a trophy. The video was shaky, but it was clear Karen, the woman who'd hounded them for weeks, was stealing their ball. Maria, who'd been quietly observing, stood up. She was no stranger to struggle, raising her daughter alone while working 2 jobs. She'd seen Karen's type before, people who wielded complaints like weapons, oblivious to the lives they disrupted. Maria had never spoken up, but something about this moment, the audacity of it, stirred her. She approached Jamal, her voice steady. "You got that video, kid? Good. Let's go get your ball back." The kids, with Maria leading, marched to Karen's house. They knocked, polite but firm. When Karen opened the door, her face paled at the sight of the group. "What do you want?" she snapped, the ball nowhere in sight. Jamal held up his phone, the video paused on her guilty figure. "We want our ball back, Ms. Mitchell. And we got proof you took it." Karen's eyes darted, her mind scrambling. "I didn't take anything," she lied, her voice shrill. But Maria stepped forward, her gaze unflinching. "You're not just stealing a ball, Karen. You're stealing their joy. You think you're above them, but you're not. Hand it over." The weight of Maria's words hit harder than the kids' accusations. Karen's facade cracked. She retrieved the ball from her garage, tossing it at Jamal with a scowl. "Fine, take it. But don't think this is over." The kids cheered, but Maria's expression stayed somber. She knew this wasn't just about a ball, it was about power, privilege, and the kind of petty cruelty that festers in quiet neighborhoods. Days later, Jamal posted the video online. It spread like wildfire, the hashtag Karen stole the ball trending locally. Comments poured in, some laughing, others outraged. Karen became a pariah, her complaints now met with eye rolls. But the real twist came when Maria revealed she'd been filming too, not just Karen's theft, but every time she'd called the cops on the kids, every tirade she'd unleashed. Maria had been documenting it all, quietly building a case. When the neighborhood association reviewed the evidence, they issued Karen a formal warning. One more complaint, and she'd face fines. Karen retreated, her pride wounded, her control shattered. The kids returned to their games, louder than ever, their laughter a defiant anthem. But the victory was bittersweet. Jamal, once carefree, now played with a wariness, glancing at Karen's house as if expecting her next move. Maria, too, felt the weight of it. She'd stood up for what was right, but at what cost? The neighborhood felt fractured, trust eroded by one woman's vendetta. In the end, the ball was just a ball, but what it represented, freedom, community, resilience, was priceless. Karen's actions had exposed not just her own flaws but the fragility of the world around them. The kids kept playing, but the court no longer felt like a sanctuary. It was a battleground, one at a cost none of them had anticipated. What do you think? Was Karen's punishment enough? Or does justice demand more? Share your thoughts on where the line between right and wrong lies in this fractured community.